really good couple days. I like the energy, the accountability. I think our guys, they watch the same video we do and understand that we have not performed to our standards here the last few weeks, and but that we've still got plenty of football left to play. Our backs are against the wall. We're on the ropes, however you want to say it, and we'll find out what kind of fighters we have. But I think Malcolm Roach said it best after the game. The only thing we know how to do, the only thing we are trained for is to come to work and just get better fundamentally, get better schematically, get better as coaches, come together as a team, and punch our way off the ropes. And I love the energy. I was really, really impressed with the energy the last couple of days. Injury update: Jordan Whittington and Caden Stearns both went through individual today. DeMarvion is still probably Tuesday. I think we'll get him back. Still working on getting some strength back. And then McCulloch will probably be Tuesday. And B.J. Foster is green jersey. So he went through scout team periods. He went through 7-on-7 stuff like that. But he'll probably won't be cleared to tackle until Tuesday. But all those guys are trending in the right direction to be available to us next Saturday.
What about Caden Stearns?
Did I not? Caden Stearns went through individual today, and then hopefully get him into some team stuff tomorrow.
What is your puncher situation?
Right now it'd be Chris Nagar. He's had a good couple days, but feel good that if for whatever reason he wasn't performing the way he does in practice, that Cameron would go in there too. So we feel good, and then the holder, he'll hold for the kicker as well.
Real quick, did Ryan and Cade already have their procedures?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, and that no problems? Or?
No, I mean Cade's was. I don't know if you guys saw the replay of it. I mean it was pretty violent deal getting rolled up. I mean so he had some tendon tore off the bone and needed a good scope clean up of some of the debris in there as well as the tightrope surgery. So. We're optimistic maybe the bowl game that we could have him back for.
What have you been preaching to the guys in kind of this bye week, because I know it's 1-0, but then you don't have a game this weekend. So what have you been trying to working on?
Relationships. I think there's, we got a lot of older veterans and a lot of young guys, and we've got to find some of those bridge guys from the older group to the younger group. I mean, last year, when Andrew Beck spoke, people listened, and the reason why was because we had a sophomore named Sam Ellinger that kind of could relate to all the younger guys. And so right now, we're kind of talking to Joseph Osai, Keontae Ingram, Keandre Coburn, Junior Anguilao, those kind of guys to make sure we bridge that gap and that the young guys have the same sense of urgency as the older guys. And then I think it's all about, again, getting better, fundamentally from a football IQ is kind of a cliche a little bit, but just understanding, just simple things like angles and leverage and things like that, it's really about getting back to the basics, and we'll start worrying about Kansas State on Sunday.
What have you been hearing from your leadership council? Have you been getting any feedback from them?
Yeah, it's positive. It's really positive. I think there's been a ton of accountability. Human nature, when you don't get the outcome that you desire, is to blame others, complain about your circumstances, and defend yourself. Blame, complain, defend. And we had a good heart-to-heart team meeting on Tuesday about we can't have that. That we have to fight human nature, and the way you want your outcome to change, you've got to change your response. And so, the old adage, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. And so we've got to crank the urgency level up for some guys and the attention to detail for some others. But I think they all, are very keenly aware that there's a lot of football left to be played, and I know we'll be excited to be back home in a week.
Coach, how has Parker Braun fit into, not just on the field, but I mean like your culture off the field as well?
Oh, he's a great fit culturally. I mean, he's raised right. He's a tough, hard-nosed dude. He still has his moments where you can tell this type of offense is still something new for him, but he is assimilated into that room, which is the O-line room in most places, if you're worth a what, is going to be a tough room to gain acceptance into, and he did very, very early in his tenure.
What do you remember, I guess, like from like him visiting Houston? Do you remember like what his personality, like what stood out about him?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I just know the Parker that's here now, and we love him.
Tom, are Jared and Reese pretty similar players, or they bring two completely different things to the table?
No, I wouldn't say completely. Jared's got length, that Reese doesn't quite have. But Reese has got 3 years of collegiate strength work, so he's got a little bit more power. Jared's probably, because of that length and his experience at quarterback, probably a little bit more skilled in the open field. But I think they're both very good options to replace Cade. They've been having great seasons in the roles that they're in. But you won't see, I don't think you'll see one play significantly more than the other, and we'll see how they do on Saturday. But, as of now, it'd be kind of a split rep kind of thing.
Would Graydon be an option?
We hadn't talked about it. I would say yes for now, but I think it would be, in case of emergency, break glass kind of thing.
How would you rate how quickly you can get Jordan back into the fold?
It's a good question. He hasn't done any team stuff. It's just been individual. He's looked good doing it. He's looked good, taking handoffs and cutting and moving. But I'll know a lot more of that. I'll know a much better answer to that probably
Next
Tuesday.
week.
Yeah.
Time for two last ones? Are there any freshmen that haven't played, but now that you got these 4 games as a cushion for the red shirt, that may have a chance to compete, or at least have a chance to get in if all goes well?
I doubt it. Off the top of my head, we certainly hadn't talked about it as a staff. Because these aren't going to be our last 4 games either. So, the redshirt rule applies to the postseason. So, maybe in a couple of weeks we'll talk about it.
Coach, a quick follow-up.
You'll get yours.
So you just want to see how Jordan just goes through this week, first off, and how he feels and everything, and then decide next week type of deal?
He's going to, barring any setback, I mean, we plan on him playing. Now, I think he has, what his role is going to be. I think that'll be determined on, his practice and how rusty is he, how well does he perform, how well does he kind of get back to himself.